Right, this is the Tuesday homework check for the third grade, quarter 4, week 3. Here we go, rounding to the nearest 10 and the nearest 100. 35 to the nearest 10. Here's what we would do. The 5 makes up our mind. That would be 40. To the nearest 100, there's not a hundreds place. So here's what we would do. The 3 would make up our mind what to do, and it would stay the same. So we're going to go right down to 0 because my 0 would stay the same. Everything else would fill in as zeros, but we're not supposed to write 0, 0, 0, just 0. So that was a tricky one. Okay, 385 to the nearest 10. Look at what we do. Copy down the 3, but the 8 might change. 5 is high, 5 or higher, so we go up to a 9, and the circle digit becomes a 0. To the nearest 100, the 8 makes up our mind what to do to the 3, and it is high enough to round it up to a 4. Everything else becomes zeros. 555 to the nearest 10, there's the tens place. Copy down the first 5 in the hundreds place. It won't change, but the underlined one might because the circled 5 is 5 or higher, so we go up to a 6. The circle digit becomes a 0, so 560. To the nearest 100, this 5 rounds this 5 up to a 6. Everything else becomes zeros. There are 24 students in Miss Crawford's third grade class. She wants to arrange her students' desk in groups of 3. How many groups will she make? So we're going to take these 24 students and split them up into groups of 3. And notice I said split them up. So 24 divided by 3 equals blank. We're used to seeing it this way. Blank times 3 equals 24. That is the cave, the bat and the cave and the king of snakes. How many groups will she make? 8 groups. Okay, find the quotient. We know dividend divided by the divisor equals the quotient. Something times 7 equals 70. That would be 10 times 7 equals 70. Something times 6 is 42. That's the best friend story. We're missing the 7. Something times 11 is 110. Well, I know 10 times 10 is 100, but this is one more set. This is 11 sets of 10. So if you count by tens 11 times, you'll hit 110. Something times 8 is 64. Sticks are 4. That's the snowman story. 8 times 8 is 64. What is the area of the figure? Okay, we've done several different methods. The recent one we've been doing is to trace around the whole shape as a rectangle. Ooh, that was bad. Let me try that again. As a rectangle. Then we're going to fill in the squares that really aren't there. And we put a dot in them so we can keep up with which ones are really there and which ones are not. So it looks like we have a total, if we count all of these, of 3 times 4 is 12. 12 of these really aren't there. So we're going to do area equals length times width minus 12. Okay, how long is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Times how wide? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus 12. So we're going to do 6 times 6 is 36 minus 12. 36 minus 12 is 24. We don't know the units, so we just say units squared. Draw a fraction that is equivalent to 1/2. So if we start off by drawing exactly what the other side shows, and then we divide this again, that's still the same amount colored in, isn't it? It's still half of that circle, but this time it's 2 pieces out of 4. So that is equivalent to 1/2. There are 8 slices of pizza. Joey ate 2 slices of pizza, and Chris ate 3 slices. What fraction of the pizza did they eat all together? So we know we're going to do a pizza that has 8 slices. So here's 4. I like making 8 because you do a plus and then a crisscross, then an X. Then you have 4 on each side, which is 8. So Joey ate 2 of them. Chris ate 3. What fraction of the pizza did they eat altogether? If we color all these in, we have 5 slices out of 8. So they ate 5/8 of a pizza. And we've already answered the one about the elapsed time. So now let's go down to our measurement one. And it says, if the pile of cubes on the left, that's this bunch, has a mass of 5 grams, about how many grams is the other pile? So for every 4 cubes there, it's going to weigh 5 grams. So let's put these into groups of 4. And we can do it with a picture first. Here's 4, here's 4, and here's 4 more on top. Now we've got 3 groups that should weigh 5 grams, so we could count by 5s, 5, 10, 15. Let's look at the numerical way to do this with just numbers. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We had 12. We wanted to divide it into groups of 4. That gave us 3 groups, and each group is worth 5 grams. That's what it weighs. So total would be 15 grams. Final answer. And that's it for today.